That's the focus of the conversation I'll be having now. I'm being joined on the news at 10 by an energy consultant, Dapo Akionshu. He's also a partner with Simmons Cooper Partners. Good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining me on the news at 10.
Good evening.
What do you make of this year's theme for World Energy Day, sustainable and affordable energy and the challenges for Nigeria?
I think the topic is a very interesting paradox. When you say energy is affordable and sustainable, they're two different things and they're difficult to work. What we have is a situation where we want power to be constant and sustained, but at the same time being affordable. At the stage at which we are in our development, it is a bit difficult to have sustainable power which is affordable. And that is a challenge we've been having. The power generating companies, the distribution companies are complaining that they are running at a loss. They cannot get enough money to fund the system. So we have to pay more. The consumers are saying we don't have enough power and therefore we don't want to pay. And that creates a difficult balance to work out. Unless the prices are increased, which we don't want to hear as consumers, it's going to be difficult to have power. When we have reached a level of production and generation and distribution, then we can start looking at affordability. But at this stage, it's going to be difficult to have sustainable power at an affordable price.
Do you think the pace at which all parties concerned are working towards ensuring that we have sustainable power in the first place is commendable?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of work going into making power available now. There's a lot of generation in place. Indeed, I think we have up to 11,000 megawatts, 11,000 available as in installed. Then there's another 7,000 odd that can say is ready to deploy if we can get it through the gate. The issues that make it unavailable include transmission, gas, and distribution, collection issues. But the capacity is there now to provide enough power for everybody to have enough at this stage. It is the ancillary issues that are not making it available to everybody.
But that is contrary to what we, to most of the reports that we hear, that even though we seem to have that much power, we can't distribute it because of poor infrastructure. But then again, some would also argue that we don't generate that much, 11,000 megawatts.
No, we do not generate 11,000. But we have the capacity to generate it if everything works together. For instance, the largest problem we have is the gas supply to the turbines. There are a lot of turbines that are idle now because they don't have gas supply. Why don't they have gas supply? Infrastructure issues, availability of the gas molecules, even from the production. So those issues will make the gas available to the generating companies. If they don't have the capacity to generate, then there's a first problem. Then even when they generate, there are the transmission issues. The transmission network is aging. A lot of work is going into strengthening it. I know that recently Alaoji Kotekpene has just been completed on one of the transmission lines. And there's a lot of transmission regeneration going on, but it is slow, it is hard, and they still have the issues of being able to complete the network, because we have one grid that runs around the country now, and to complete that grid has been a challenge. Because of differing issues in the Niger Delta, they've had challenges with the vegetation, they've had challenges with militants getting access to complete the network. So those things don't make it easy to complete the transmission grid. Even with the transmission grid in place now, they can't distribute because sometimes the discos are saying when we get it, we can't collect the money back. We're losing a lot of money.
So we know the issues. Infrastructure, funding, and the inability, of course, to prevent the blowing up of and the vandalism of pipelines. Do you have a timeline, for instance, when you expect to see an improvement and distribution of energy?
We hope that in the next 3 to 4 years, there should be substantial improvement, provided, and the buck stops really with the distribution companies. A lot of the distribution companies are not putting enough funding into developing their networks. People are complaining about metering. We are not getting meters, we are getting, and it appears that the discos are comfortable to give estimated billing. One of the things I have thought of is that can't we reverse the process of owning meters? Can consumers be asked to buy their meters, own the meters, and then be connected to the grid instead of waiting for the discos to connect them.
Dapo Akionshu, energy consultant and partner with Simmons Coopers Partners, thank you so much for joining us on the News at 10.
You're welcome.